Hey guys, my name is Achileshe Anichewe and welcome to Econ AJ, where I will be explaining economics in the simplest way possible. Let's get started. Video, I'll simply be explaining some basic economic concepts to help you have a general understanding of what economics is all about. So to start with, I'll define economics because that's what we're talking about, right? Okay. So economics is simply the way society allocates its scarce resources. Okay. And then economics can be divided into two. We have microeconomics and we have macroeconomics. So micro comes from a Greek word meaning small. So microeconomics is simply economics on a smaller scale. So it looks at individual households, firms, simply looks at you and I and how our choices can affect the economy. Macro, on the other hand, also comes from a Greek word meaning large. So it looks at the economy on a larger scale. It looks at the economy as a whole. So microeconomics is the study of individual units of the economy. That's microeconomics. And macroeconomics is the study of the economy as a whole. Okay. Then economics can either be normative or it can be positive. So positive economics is simply the way things are in an economy, while normative economics is simply the way things should be in an economy. Okay, I'm sure we've heard different terminologies used by economists such as scarcity, opportunity cost, trade-offs. So to just give you a brief understanding of what those things are all about, I'll start with scarcity. Scarcity is simply the limited nature of resources. So I'll give an example to help you understand that. So there are 5 girls. Let's say, for example, there are 5 girls and there are only 2 apples. But then each of the girls is supposed to have an apple. But then there are only 2 apples and there are 5 girls. So meaning it won't be possible for each of the girls to have an apple, a whole apple, not half or anything, to themselves. So in that scenario, we'll say the apples are scarce because they are limited. They're not enough for each of the 5 girls. So that's what scarcity is all about. That's what it means. Simply the limited nature of resources. Then we'll look at opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is simply the second best alternative. I'll give an example to say, maybe let's say it's a Saturday. And then you have a test on Monday, a really hard test. And then you're invited to this party that you really, really want to go to. Okay? And then you only have a limited amount of time. Because you can't go to the party and you also can't study at the same time. The time that you have is limited. So if you go to the party, so opportunity cost is simply the second best alternative. So if you go to the party, meaning studying is your opportunity cost, your second best alternative. Okay? And if you study, meaning going to the party is your opportunity cost, it's your second best alternative. So opportunity cost is the second best alternative or the second best choice. Then we also have trade-off. Trade-offs are simply, what trade-offs talk about are the cost of something is what you give up to get it. So for example, you're working and then your employer tells you to say, you have to choose between getting high income or living in a healthy environment. So if you choose the high income, living in a healthy environment becomes your trade-off, what you're giving up. And if you choose a healthy income, the trade-off is high pay. That's what you're giving up. Okay. So trade-off simply says that the cost of something is what you give up to get it. So a lot of people tend to confuse one for the other. Remember, for the opportunity cost, we said you have a limited time in which you can either go to a party or you can study. So your second best alternative at that particular time, if you go to a party, your second best alternative will be studying. And if you study, your second best alternative will be going to the party at that particular time. But with trade-offs, um, with trade-offs, it's either one or the other. It's either you have high income or you have a healthy, clean environment. So they're not necessarily happening at the same time, although in some instances they can happen at the same time, but it's simply either one or the other. So that's all about. I think that's all I had for today. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you found the video helpful, please like it. And if there are any other terms, that some economic terms or anything that you find maybe a little bit confusing, you can leave a comment in the comment section and I'll get right back at you. Thanks for watching and bye bye.